It's capturing your audio.
Okay. Alright.
Alright. Hey everyone, how's it going? Krazotas here with Goruto.
Yo, what's up?
And this is the Doki Bros podcast. And today we have a guest. We have Boytrooper on board. Say hello, Boytrooper.
Good evening.
So, how's it going, you guys?
He's going good.
Yeah, it's going alright.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. So, recently I started checking out Doki Outcast. I plan to watch the whole thing.
That's a good mod.
Yeah, from what I've heard.
You know, do you at least know what happens in that, or what?
Well, I'm still on like part 2 of Ronald McOne Punch's walkthrough.
Oh,
I see. Okay.
All right. So,
All right.
Boytrooper, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everyone what you do?
Yeah. So I'm Boytrooper, also known as the Hive Mind on some platforms, like,
Okay.
Blizzard app and mainly Discord. I just go by Boytrooper as a nickname because it's more memorable to remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just some guy who's just trying to get by in life and trying to survive in this crazy world. And I mainly play games. I've only recently started modding in DDLC.
Cool. Okay, so, and to anyone who's watching, you're free to ask any of us any question, just as long as it's reasonable and not obscene or anything. Just, ask us anything.
Yeah. So, alright. So, to start us off, Trooper, why don't you go ahead and, I guess, talk about what you, any upcoming mods that you want to play, or maybe mods you like, that kind of thing, you know? Like, anything you can think of comes to your mind.
So is this my current stance, or is it ones that I've liked before?
It can be anything, really.
What kind of
Current
context?
state,
Anytime, man.
anything, really. So,
One of the first mods that I really looked into was Purist. And looking back, compared to the other mods, it's not quite as refined, I guess. But I think the only thing I like out of that mod now is the music.
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah.
I'm a soundtrack freak.
Nice. Oh, and before we continue, is anyone able to see my stream on here?
I can.
Okay, good.
Seems fine on my end.
Alright, I was just wondering because my session timer is still stuck on 0. It's probably something with a timer anyway. Well, anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from, though, because it's like, I'm only in the middle of Natsuki's route and Purist, but everything else, but when you really think about it, Purist and Exit Music were kind of the mods that started the DDLC community.
In a way, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but also, hold on. For anyone that doesn't know, Trooper here is a Yurian, and I wanted to talk about something that kind of pisses me off, because Yuri's my second favorite, but I'm mostly a Monacan. It's that Yuri doesn't get the proper treatment in mods. Not sure. We have mods like Fallen Angel and Outcast. We have those mods. But what about other mods? Take, for example, Fruits. Look at Fruits. Because the good ending doesn't even have a CG. And only the bad ending did? And that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean,
I think it was down to the author behind that particular mod having a bit of a bias.
Yeah. Not only that, but I just feel like Yuri gets a bad rap when it comes to making route-based mods about her. They don't usually put in so much effort when it comes to a Yuri route in a mod, and That kind of pisses me off, to be perfectly honest with you, because...
Yeah, I mean, even if you're biased, you should at least give them, like, something, like, nothing bad. Just treat them right, you know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah.
I don't know, because for me, it's like, most people think of Yuri as that one girl who's just like, oh, she's the crazy Yanuri bitch, right? But she's much more than that.
Yeah, she was never really like that to begin with.
She was never any of those values. That was until Act 2, when Monica started fiddling around with the code.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's some people out there who think that the canon version of Yuri is the one from Exit Music. And to anyone who thinks that, you're stupid.
Yeah, don't think like that. Come on. That's a mod.
That's just a ridiculous precedent to believe.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Even the creator of Exit Music herself doesn't like her own mod. That's crazy.
Uh-huh.
To me, at least.
And there's my clock. My clock's going now.
Cause, okay. Trooper, how do you feel about the treatment of Yuri in mods? Because from what I see, they don't really treat her all that good in mods. I mean, okay, you have Fallen Angel and Outcast, but put those mods aside. How do you feel about that?
Well, short version, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Long version, I just don't see how her character's vilification is completely justified when they've only got like a handful of mods which portray her in a bad light to go on.
Not to mention, there was like a couple months ago, there was a meme that someone made by this dude named Mehmet or something, who said there wasn't enough Yuri mods.
Me.
Sorry, my phone's pinging for some reason. No,
granted, he was bringing up an interesting issue of Yuri's portrayal in the community, but he was being a little overzealous about the whole thing.
Yeah, and from what I've seen, he hasn't been posting much on the mod subreddit, so yeah, whatever that is. Yeah,
I guess he got the message.
Yeah,
I hope he did. But also another thing. Can we just talk about like the why people like fruits so much, but they never like recognize the flaws behind it? We were talking about this. Me and Trooper, we were talking about this.
This is a difficult thing for me to get. This is a difficult thing for me to get behind because there's a lot of people who are out there who are praising fruits, and the only real one I can really the only person who I know who's trying to look at the criticisms for it being Mr. Afro Zero Esquire,
yes.
who's been going down each the different routes, and only more recently with going down Monica's route, which has been more recently released. He's picked up a few sections in the plot and in the code and the execution of the storytelling. That there's a few problems with continuity and plot devices.
Yeah, I mean, if there's like a continuity error, people are gonna know.
Yeah, and we kind of get the suspicion that he kind of rushed Monica's route.
What, the writer or Afro-Zero?
Nothing.
Well,
the writer Afro Zero is just a YouTuber and other mod.
I've seen Afro-Zero. I like his playthroughs. They're pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that reminds me, I really need to check out Vigilante pretty soon here, and that's his.
It's a decent demo. I mean, you'll probably like it even more if you're a Persona fan.
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't watched Persona, but I'll give the mod a look at because I like Afro-Zero. I like his videos. I want to try and support him any way I can.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, of course. I mean, see, because I'm not sure if Monica's route in Fruits was rushed, because I didn't see the video, but from there were a couple of inconsistencies that I saw And it was like, okay, one notable one being is that Monica doesn't know how to fight, like properly defend herself. Like, you're telling me she's athletic and she mostly like does sports teams or whatever, but she's never learned how to throw a punch or at least learn how to block a punch or whatever. You're telling me she's never learned how to do that? Like, are you serious right now? And
I mean, if you're athletic, you would probably at least have learned like martial arts or any kind of self-defense. I mean, not knowing how to do so in your athletic, it just doesn't make sense.
And before all the Fruits fans come out of the woodwork.
Oh God! I mean, the thing is, though, I don't really know if I should mention this, but in when Afro Zero played this moment, him and his stream chat were like debating over it or whatever.
Yeah, there was a huge debate in the chat.
Yeah,
and well, I was a witness. I didn't really partake in this. I was just one of those people that just likes to watch the world burn.
Yeah, and then one of them were like, it's justified because, you know, athleticism
being athletic and knowing self-defense are two completely different things.
That, and then I think another person said trying to change a character from their original characterization ruins a story or something. And then
words to that effect.
Yeah, and then finally, it was like, how could she not know how to defend herself or whatever?
How could she not know? Seems like the type of person that would. You know what I mean?
Well, okay. I will admit that being athletic and knowing how to defend yourself, they are two completely different things. But the thing is that they're mostly in the same meaning. Because if you at least know how to like move your body, that also means
they've got similar principles.
Yeah, you should.
Exactly.
I mean, if you know how to move your body, you should at least know how to use it to defend yourself. So
yeah. Also, Kraz, have you seen the entirety of Fallen Angel?
The entirety of Fallen Angel? No. I probably should, but I'm not too keen on how it ended.
Well,
no spoilers. I'm not gonna spoil anything.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, fuck. I was about to talk about that, but I don't know.
It's best that we don't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything on these podcasts. I don't want to spoil. I want, if people want to figure out how the mods go or how it ends, it's probably best if I'm pretty sure would like to see all that unfold themselves. You know.
Yeah, I totally understand. And also, we talk about bad mods for a second, like this mod called My Escape and Mercy. My fucking god, those are horrible.
My Escape and what? You broke up a little bit there.
I mean, I've never heard of those two, so I'm guessing.
Okay, so here's the thing. My Escape is literally a copy and paste of Exit Music, but done by a fucking fan fiction writer. Like, it was literally a fan fiction pasted into a mod form. And then guess what happened?
So it's love and literature, only worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I went there.
And then what happens in the end?
You still there, Goto? Hello?
And he saves him. That's an interesting premise, but the rest of the mod is just shit. Oh, okay. Hold on. Is that good now?
Yeah, I apologize for the technical difficulties going on there, everyone.
Alright, it's fine. Anyway, so it was like, okay, because the end of the mod was MC was about to kill himself with the rope, and then Sayori came in and saved him. That's an interesting role reversal.
Yeah, I mean,
and not only that, but it doesn't really excuse the rest of the mod.
Yeah.
It was just a blatant copy of exit music. Exactly. It might as well could be plagiarism, but I'm not too sure on that. I haven't even seen the mod in a while.
It's blatant copyright infringement.
Yeah,
we're just copying the whole thing without asking the original creators for permission. But
but do you think? But do you think Lucy, the original creator, cares about that? Though I don't really think she does.
Yeah, good question.
I mean, there's something to think about there.
Yeah, and then okay,
but still, doing that without people's permission, that's not legal.
It's really bad. And also, this mod called Mercy that Fly played like 2 days ago, I hear it's a very bad mod in the community, and even the creators themselves acknowledge it was bad. Because apparently, Sayori's a yandere in it.
What?
I don't know why. And then, just a whole bunch of fuck shit just happens in the mod that I didn't even watch it. So, I mean, Daiko told me what happened. All I really know is that Sayori's a yandere in it. And
I'm sickened, but curious.
Okay, why would they make Sayori a yandere? She's not the type to be a yandere.
Yeah,
see the mod.
Yeah, of all kinds of stories and mods where a character would be antagonistic, Sayori is very far on the list.
Yeah,
she's not even on the list.
And not even on the list.
Like, I can never for 1 second think Sayori would be a villain in a mod or something.
Unless it's a dark comedy where she's running around as a serial killer.
Wouldn't that be really funny though?
No,
like,
please,
wouldn't that be really? Wouldn't that be really funny though? Like Sayori just like giggles as like she's running at you with like a fucking butcher knife or something. Like, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh no! There's like you gotta stand there, silly me.
Oh god! Imagine. Oh my god! That would be a funny joke mod for sure.
That would. I mean, that would. Just like freaking not Okie Doki, Lost Chapter. Now that one was good.
Oh my god! Not Okie Doki
Lost
was
Chapter.
funny.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I still gotta check out the sequel club.
The only thing I remember from Lost Chapter is the fucking Natsuki and the fucking shitty flute.
Freaking sock with the googly eyes. My god.
and the shitty flute cover of the music.
It's not like I like you or anything.
And then there's that one part where Yuri just completely like spawned infinite versions of herself out of a fucking whatever or something. That was like
what mod was that?
That happened in the mod.
That was abridged.
Abridged?
Oh, that was
okay. That's right.
That's DDLC abridged by Kronos.
You got Yuri all like creeping in on the side of the screen just to be within your view.
Well, yeah, that's abridged. That's abridged. But I think one moment I remember was there was this whole build up of this dude named Todd in Last Chapter, and then when he's finally revealed. He's just a prissy little fuckboy.
Yeah.
With a bow on his head. Like, what?
I mean...
Bro.
Dude.
I've forgotten a lot of detail of the Lost Chapter. I need a refresher.
Bad feeling about that guy. You know what I mean? I mean, I played the entire mod, and it was like, oh my god, what's going on here? Is this a meme war? Well,
it might as well be.
A lot of references, but it gave me a good laugh.
Yeah, I mean... Usually, meme mods can be funny, but you have to get the meme.
If you oversaturate it with memes, then you just it just loses its value.
Yeah, just like this. There's this one part where MC says this isn't a club for that. If it was, I couldn't talk about it. That's a reference. I got the reference there. That's Fight Club.
Well, number one, you don't talk about Fight Club. Well, number one, you don't talk about Literature Club. Anyway, imagine. But yeah, and then another moment in the mod was like, MC had a whole harem. Like, he had Monica in bed, Natsuki in bed, Yuri in bed.
That was like the end scene, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it was.
Story.
Bro,
I just sat there like, what is this?
And then
I saw that Yuri sprite with the lingerie, like with the bra and stuff. Damn, that was sexy. Mm-hmm. But
you just had to say that, didn't you?
Yes. Yes, of course I did.
Oh yes, I forgot. You're perverted.
Yes. Yes, I am. There will never be a PG-friendly version of me. Golly gee willikers, guys! Anyway, you will never hear that from me. But anyway,
Too bad we just did.
that was a joke, though. That's
You heard it here first. You heard it here first on the Doki Bros podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Line and sinker.
Oh god. And then what was that one part where it was like, okay, near the end or something, and then it was this like little kid who was like cursing out.
Didn't he do the whole Navy SEALs copy pasta threat?
Yeah, the Navy SEALs copy pasta, yeah. And did a cringy Fortnite dance after he said all that. Yeah, but the first experience in guerrilla warfare, kid. You're only 9 years old.
He acting like he's in the military.
What,
oh my god,
too much Call of Duty, kid?
Exactly.
You should be 17 or older in order to play that. It's rated M for mature for a reason.
I played Call of Duty when I was like 9. Don't tell my parents. Anyway.
Well, you just said it publicly.
Well, fuck. Anyway.
You said it publicly, man. I didn't.
Fuck.
Welcome to the internet.
Welcome to 2020, people.
Where everything is immortalized. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, though, I feel like a Lost Chapter was more nonsensical humor, whereas A Bridge was just memes.
Yeah.
Like.
No, the other way around.
Well, that...
A Bridge didn't really have any memes.
Yeah, well, A Bridge didn't really have memes, yeah.
A Bridge was basically the name title, like, the main title, like, DDLC in a nutshell, really. And...
Yeah, just like Dragon Ball Bridged.
Yes, that is a very funny series.
Oh, man, Dragon Ball Z Bridge, yeah, that was fine. But we're talking about DDLC.
I'm still...
Draw the cloud back up, bitch.
I'm so sad they're not doing the Boo Saga. Rest in peace. Anyway, but it's like, if I had to pick one or the other, I think it would probably be Lost Chapter, because it's way more funny, to be honest.
Yeah, Lost Chapter is awesome. It's funny.
Yeah,
it's funny. I really like.
And with the Bridge being a close second.
Yeah, I really like how you did the Natsuki impression as a Natsuki puppet there, Goruto.
it was like, okay, alright guys, I'll see you later. Baka baka rar. Anyway.
Baka baka rar.
God.
I mean, that was hilarious.
That was A Bridge, though. But anyway, let's see. Also, are there like any? I know I've been talking most of the time, but I just want to let Trooper talk here. But, is there anything you don't? In mods that you don't let.
Besides villainizing Dokis?
Yeah, besides that, because they already mentioned that stuff.
I honestly wasn't prepared for this, so I might have to get back to you on that.
That's fine. Because you see, like, I just remembered how much backlash Exit Music got, because like I remember when people were like, back then when Exit Music was like made or whatever, a bunch of YouTubers played it. Freaking Buju Mike, Matt Pat, Ronald One Punch, I think maybe he played it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I believe he played that. Did he?
Orber, that dude.
I know Zero played it, and that was back when he was a Napster kitten.
Yeah, now he's a mannequin. But anyway,
that mod broke his heart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that did the same to me as well. I mean.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Back when the mod was fresh and everything, it really made me tear up. Like, Fallen Angel made me tear up as well, but that mod made me tear up. But then, as the years went by, a year passed by, everyone started to analyze Exit Music, and it was like, okay, this is kind of bad.
Yeah.
Because, especially
with Yuri.
Yes. One, mistreating the Dokis, and their personalities are just flipped, basically.
Yeah.
Like, apparently, Sayuri's giving you an ultimatum. Like, what the fuck is up with that?
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for that. I mean...
And not only that, and then you got Monica, who, the reason why she, like, freaked out on Yuri and said, I will show everyone your cuts if you don't obey me. The reason why she said that was because I want to show my parents that I can be the authority of my own club or whatever. Be the big boss or whatever.
I mean,
that's a really stupid reason.
You don't get it like that.
Sorry. You can try to be the big boss, but you can't try to be big boss like by doing that.
Exactly. And then what was it? Yeah, and then after that, people fucking shot on the mod. Like, people are saying it's the worst Natsuki mod ever created. It was like, you should never play this mod ever again. But then there were still some people who still liked the mod, which is understandable.
Yeah, people just overlook everything.
Yeah, it was the same with Fruits. Like, when Fruits Chapter 5 came out for the first time, I mean, me, Trooper, and Raid, we were there when it came out. Like, literally. We saw, like, the release of it or whatever on the Discord server. Yeah, we were. I remember.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and then we fucking freaked out, and I remember you sent that meme. Oh, okay, it's happening. It's happening.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened, and then everyone played the mod. Everyone was like 10 out of 10, best mod of all time. I love this mod, but then people like F40 picked out moments that were kind of like, okay, I don't know if this works. He was the one who criticized it. That's just all I'm going to say.
He was the first one stepping up because no one else was.
Exactly.
And honestly,
look at every
more power to him.
Yeah, you gotta look at every single detail. You gotta look at everything before you actually criticize how good or bad a mod is. If you don't, you're just throwing out a false review. You gotta look at everything, man.
Yes, and
yep.
I mean, I get where F40 is coming from. Like, okay, yes, I do get the fact that Monica not knowing how to like defend herself. That's a bit like, I don't know, like, come on now. And then I haven't played the rest of the mod yet, but there
are some inconsistencies because
yeah,
like we are with Mono, who doesn't know how to defend herself, whereas, well,
right? I mean, Monica sounds like the type of individual who would know how to defend herself.
Exactly, that's the thing.
At least to some degree.
I mean,
some degree.
Somewhat. I mean, something would suffice. Like, it would make sense.
Yeah, like being able to throw a punch, maybe, or block a punch. Like, that's pretty much fighting 101, or learning to defend yourself 101.
Yeah, like, I mean, even a snap kick to the knee would do you some good. It would do you some good in defense.
Yeah.
That. And then also something else I kind of want to talk about is spriteless characters in mods. My question is that if you have a character who's established in a mod, a brand new character that's spriteless, should they have a sprite for them or no?
I mean, if they're being communicated by like a character through phone, it probably wouldn't be best to have a sprite present. But if it's if it's in person, it would make more sense. Otherwise, I would assume people are probably going to be like, "Who the hell are they talking to?"
But here's the thing: Fruits did this with Julia. Julia never had a sprite.
Julia's quite a frequent character in most of the routes and throughout the story in general.
Yeah.
And the fact that she doesn't have a sprite is a kind of a weak point.
Yeah, I mean,
it really is.
If you're a constant or major character in appearance, you should at least have a sprite. I mean, minor characters like only appearing once, and I don't know. I'm not sure.
Like, okay, like if you have like a character who's literally gonna appear for like one scene in a mod and doesn't have a sprite, that's completely fine. Like, no one's gonna judge you over that. But if you introduce a character who's gonna be present throughout the entire story and doesn't have a sprite, yeah, you might have to commission somebody. Also, speaking of commissions, I feel like a lot of people are paying a lot of money for art for them to be a lot of money for new sprites and CGs for them to be made. And while that's not necessarily a bad thing, it's like DDLC is a free game. And so it's like, okay, would you really want to, like, make people pay for art to use and stuff in a free visual novel nonetheless?
They're not really paying for the content. They're paying for the artist's skill set and also for the time that they take to generate said art.
They take time out of their day to it's a line of work for them. It's a line of work for them.
Yeah, of course. And I'm not saying there's
I pretty much started a Patreon. I'm pretty much transitioning this into like a line of work pretty much because I'm currently unemployed and I need to support myself.
Yes, fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. People can commission other people however they want and get paid for it. That's totally fine. Yeah. But I remember someone told me some bullshit. I'm not gonna say who it is, but someone told me some bullshit about like being, oh, you can't you probably shouldn't make your sprites to be commissioned because that's against the IP guidelines of DDLC. And I'm like, how? You're paying for their talent, not the work itself. Like, and then this person tells me, but that's against the guidelines, though. You can't do that. But then I'm like, how do you explain all the other people who are commissioning other people for that? And then he's like, oh, they must have not read the guidelines.
Bullshit,
I can't.
Man.
It's very fucking stupid.
No, and I doubt that's true. Salvato is more or less aware of the whole modding scene, and he doesn't seem to care.
He really doesn't.
He doesn't mind people making custom stuff, and
exactly.
It's just whoever came up with that justification is just talking out of his ass.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
Probably stir up trouble for all we know. Anyway, we're past the 30-minute mark, so should we go ahead and wrap this up?
Might as well.
All right.
Well, everyone, that'll be the end of our podcast for today. We'll try to come back Friday with another guest. If not, then we'll talk about more of this. Anyway, Boytrooper, thank you for coming. Really appreciate your company here.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
Goruto, thank you.
Yep.
And with that, we'll take our leave. Please like and subscribe because I'll be posting this on YouTube. Be sure to support me on Patreon. That'd be greatly appreciated. And until the next time, I'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
See ya.